Treasures of the heart, a find that changed everything. That morning, the sun was shining with magical rays of golden sunlight that broke through the branches of the trees and illuminated the streets of the city. As I got out of bed, I felt energy and hope fill my heart. There was something special about this day, which promised to be full of surprises and opportunities. Going outside, I felt like a hero in my own story, ready for new challenges and adventures. There was a world in front of me that was begging to be explored, and I felt that this day could be the beginning of something big and incredible. After walking a few blocks, I could feel my whole contemplative view of life becoming clearer and more determined. My thoughts were full of positivity and confidence, and every step brought me new impressions and inspiration. And then, just as I was rushing forward, realizing my dreams, I noticed something unusual on the sidewalk. In the middle of a big city, where everyone passing by goes their own way, there was a bag. It seemed to be waiting for me, inspired and confident to open a world of new opportunities. Stopping, I picked up that black bag, and my heart leapt with curiosity and uncertainty. I couldn't imagine what this mysterious find could hide. Time seemed to stand still as I opened it, almost feeling the call of society watching my actions. And then, when the lid opened, my eyes almost popped out of their sockets in surprise. The middle of the bag was filled with bills. Money! A stack of bills that indicated a large sum, a lot more than I could ever earn in a year. This discovery amazed me, changed my whole outlook, but also created some unease. Noticing people moving around, I quickly hid the bag under my clothes and quickly thought about what to do next. My heart was beating so fast, as if it wanted to get out of my chest, and my mind was going through all sorts of scenarios. There was a real confusion in my head. My first reflex was to take the money and run as far away from this situation as possible. But then I remembered my principles, what my parents taught me, to always behave honestly, overcome obstacles, and not back down in the face of challenges. VD maybe someone lost this bag and now feels very broken without it. JKJ. A thought flashed through my mind. I started looking through the bag for any identification documents or contacts that could help me return it to its owner. There were several documents in the bag, including the owner's name and address. This information showed that the money belonged to a woman named Elizabeth. Being interested in this, I decided to take responsibility and return the bag to its rightful owner. My hands were trembling as I walked outside holding the bag of money. I felt that every step I took was effective, every moment mattered. My heart was beating so fast I could hear it in my ears. Finding the address like a horseshoe, I walked in the direction of Elizabeth's house. My heart was beating so fast that I was almost afraid it would jump out of my chest. But at the same time, I felt a certain lightness, knowing that I was doing the right thing. When I reached her door, I heard my heart pounding in my chest like never before. I pressed the doorbell and, holding my bag in my hands, waited for the door to open. The door swung open and a woman stood in front of me with a look of surprise on her face. VJNG, yes. How can I help you, DJKJ? She asked curiously. I felt the words get stuck in my throat for a moment, but then I gathered my thoughts and said, VGNG, good morning. My name is my name. I found this bag in the city center and I'll return it to its owner if you are her. DJK. The woman looked at me in surprise at first, and then her eyes widened with delight when she saw the bag in my hands. VD my God, that's my bag. I lost it yesterday when I moved to my new house. DAKJ? She exclaimed, breathless. My heart was filled with great joy to see her so happy to find it. I handed her the bag and she hugged me uncontrollably with gratitude. VJNG, you are a real saving angel. I'm so grateful to you. I can't thank you enough, VJKJ, she said with tears of joy in her eyes. I answered with a smile. VJJ, there is nothing to apologize for. I'm just doing what I think is right. DKJ, those words seemed more precious than any amount of money. The happy woman gave me a brief, and then we parted ways, each with our own paths. After walking a few steps, I felt light and satisfied that I had made the right decision. The incident with the bag of money taught me that sometimes the greatest satisfaction can be derived not from what you own, but from doing good and helping others. And that morning, as promised, was the beginning of something bigger than I could have imagined. The end of this story was a decisive moment in my life. I realized that even on the most ordinary days, extraordinary events can happen that can change not only my life, but the lives of other people as well. Returning home, I felt full of inner harmony and contentment. That day reminded me that everyone has the ability to influence the world around them by doing good deeds and helping others. Thus, this story about finding a bag of money was not only an adventure, but also a learning experience. It reminded me of the importance of honesty, moral values, and helping others. And although the situation may seem unusual, it gave me the most valuable gift, inner peace and pride in my actions. At the end of that day, I promised myself to continue to live by the principles of honesty, integrity, and helping others. It was a story that reminded me that the greatest treasures are not to be found in material possessions, but in people, their kindness and interaction.